sisters. It is Monday. That means the Monday Mission Podcast. Well, you get me because our sister Sue is taking care of a family issue. Make sure you have her in your prayers. But she said she will be back next week. I know she's better to look at than me. So, in the past week, what has happened? Well, praise be to God, we picked up a brand new ministry partner. Yep. Safe Haven Church out of Paducah, Kentucky. Their pastor, James Scott, is a veteran. He's come to the property. He's seen what pile brush can be. And him and his congregation are stepping up to help out. In fact, we had our Give Back Day, and if you saw the videos, in 2 hours, they did more than we could have done in months with our current help. This leads me to our need for volunteers. I understand in the military, you don't volunteer for jack. I got it. But no, this mission is not like that, brothers and sisters. We need your help. Any type of help is appreciative. Whether it's writing a newsletter, scouring Facebook, looking for grants, writing grants. It doesn't have to require travel. You can be anywhere in the United States with modern technology and help this mission. I'm just going to remind you, God will never leave this mission. We will never use the suffering of veterans to grow this mission. And there's no drugs or alcohol allowed within this mission. Now, that doesn't mean that if you want to host a fundraising event for Project Die Hard, right, that you can, if your facility serves alcohol, that's not us to pass judgment. Okay? That's not us to pass judgment. If you hold a fundraiser, anybody wearing Project Die Hard logoed material will not be partaking. But this is how the mission grows. You can show your support of veterans by hosting an event for us. Yeah, it's just that simple. If you want to host an event, email Beth at projectdiehard.org. Beth King from the Crayon Eaters. You know her. Well, she's part of the leadership team. She has stepped up and took it on fundraising events. So if you want to do a fundraiser, that's the person you're going to reach out to. Beth, P-E-T-H, at projectdiehard.org. When you do that, she'll get all the information, lay it all out, and come back and brief the leadership team. Speaking of leadership team, Christy Rimmel. You know her, a double doc, Marine Corps, right? Navy Corpsman. That's what she was. She's on the leadership team. She handles all marketing for Project Die Hard. So Christy at projectdiehard.org. In fact, I'm going to share something here that she did that you have seen on our show or on our feeds. Yes. Christy did all that nice little artwork. What a blessing. Okay, so we said last week we needed 32 patrons at $22 a month to keep these programs going. Well, there's another way. We need corporate patrons. This is one way this mission grows, right? What does a corporate patron get? Okay, $500 a month covers the fellowship breakfast. Their logo goes on a banner that hangs out in front of the IHOP in Paducah, Kentucky, year-round. They get social media exposure. What does that look like? Well, between our social media and LinkedIn, Instagram, all of our groups, we're looking at about 20,000 people. Pretty good to have your logo in front of it. You get a 1-minute commercial to run on this podcast. And your website and logo get listed on our website. Terry Daniels, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? Here's a brother right here that understands the importance of the mission. Yeah, put it in the comments there, brother, on why you support this mission and how important it is that these programs keep going. We can only do that when people step up and join our mission. Try not to lose my sanity with people around me. Oh, I know the feeling, brother. I know the feeling. I know that feeling. Every moment I'm that way. But I still have hope, brother. You need to too. Because that's the only thing we got. You know, we're doing these reels in the morning. If you're not sharing those reels, hey. Jeremy Daniels, what's up, brother? He's present. Here's another. Okay. Terry Daniels has a prayer request, brothers, sisters. He's praying for better and brighter days. So lift him up in prayer. Because we do every day. We step up and we pray every day that God would lift up my brothers and sisters, put a hedge of protection about them, show them that there is hope. Okay? That's the first thing we ask for is prayer. Because we know it works. Or else we wouldn't have these fellowship breakfasts going on. We wouldn't have 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot building donated to us. I wouldn't have my leadership team, my ambassador team, our volunteers. Those are all answers to prayers. So we know it works. Upcoming March 8th, you've seen the event on our social media. Tune in. We are having a discussion on veterans being church hurt. We locked down one more panel guest. We're going to start shooting that out on our social media. So, that's an issue. If you have a veterans issue that you feel needs to be talked about, then we invite you. Come on to this podcast right here. We'll talk about it. You email monday@projectdiehard.org. My team will set you up. They'll make sure everything's good. But remember, you don't come complaining about a problem here unless you have a fix. So that leads into the next discussion. A message of hope. If you have a product, a program, or a message of hope that you feel veterans need to hear about, reach out monday@projectdiehard.org. And my team will get you all set up to come onto this podcast. We want to talk about veterans issues. I talk about veteran suicide every day because that's the issue that hits my heart every day. But I know each and every one of you have issues, right? So let's get them on here, talk about them, and fix them. If there's something broke in the VA system, let's talk about it. You guys determine what we bring on this post. You do. Because hearing about my own same problems is boring. But we got a pretty big network that if you get out on here and you share the problem, we might have people chime in and help fix that. Speaking of that, was at a service yesterday, and a local veteran we're helping. He's made it into a rehab. Praise be the Lord. He's accepted the fact that he needs help. We are now working on getting him into a long-term rehab. Okay. Again, this is what one of our sister charity does. They are the ones. Yes, I know we're live. I just love emails. Yeah, this is a very boring show. I'm just going to sit here and blabber till Kurt gets in here at his normal time. But brothers, as you can see by my office, it's a mess. Because as soon as I think I'm going to start something, I get a veteran that calls. Well, in fact, this is the diehard phone. If I'm not sleeping, it gets answered. If for some reason I can't answer it, I call back. Last Tuesday, we missed a call. We did. Because I was sleeping. So Wednesday, I called back and called back and called back. And finally, Wednesday afternoon, this woman answered the phone. It was the mother of the veteran that tried to reach out. I was informed at 3:03 a.m. Wednesday morning last week. This veteran lost the fight to the demon. Brothers and sisters, don't give up. 988, press 1. That number is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I apologize for not answering. I really do. But I do have to take care of myself. Some of the people close to me on our live feeds on this and on that, they reach out privately. Man, Doc, you're looking rough. Yeah, I am. This is why I need your help. Volunteer at projectdiehard.org. Take some of this off my shoulders. I know you can do it. My biggest thing is, hey, when you got it, you have it. You have an idea, we want to hear it. But you use the team. You want to help, become an ambassador. Go beat the drum for the mission. You know, that's one way you can help. If you have a skill, a talent, or anything that you think could help, reach out, volunteer at projectdiehard.org. We guarantee you will not be used and abused. We put out the information that needs the help we need. If you step up, great. We understand life's busy. But besides helping to fund our fellowship breakfast, we need volunteers for the fellowship breakfast. We need strong men and women, patriots, fellow veterans, church leaders, church organizations. If you want to help bring hope to veterans, volunteer at a fellowship breakfast. What does that entail? I don't know. What does it entail? Talking, seating veterans, clearing tables, possibly cooking. What's ever in a breakfast? So, I mean, that's it. Volunteer. Our Give Back Day, the second Saturday of every month. When you give back to this mission, whether it be on that day, sharing the mission, telling somebody about the mission, doing something for Project Die Hard, or coming to a facility, swinging a hammer, tearing out drywall, putting up drywall, painting, doing whatever needs to get work needs to get done. All we can say is thank you and God bless. That's all I can say. I say our biggest push is to keep this fellowship breakfast going. Last year, over 400 veterans got a chance to come together, fellowship, support one another, share resources, and they got a free meal. That's a success. Which one of those found hope? I don't know. As I tell my people all the time. Patricia M. Smith, yes, each time you present the needs, there might be new sets of ears. Well, that's our need. Patricia, that's our need. To keep these fellowship breakfasts going. Yes, we have forward operating base rush. That's the big thing. But part of our mission is to bring hope to veterans, and this fellowship breakfast is one way we do that. Because we give them a safe, secure place to come and meet, to talk, to support, to, lift each other up. That's our fellowship breakfast. As we grow, so will our outreach programs. But you got to start somewhere. And again, over 400 veterans last year got that opportunity. But we can't keep doing it because we get some of your help. Become that $22 a month patron. I have proven more than once it doesn't go to my wallet. It doesn't go to Vegas trips. It doesn't go to Super Bowl commercials. It doesn't go to frivolous things. It goes to grow this mission. Yeah, folks. That's where it goes. You're going to be seeing some things coming out here in the next couple of weeks about our community support programs. A mission supplier. That's a company that supplies our mission with needed materials, expertise, right? That's the overall big picture. Facility suppliers directly supply our facilities. When I say facilities, yeah, because we're building one in every state. Forward operating base rush is just the first. Resource partners. No one organization can do it all. If you have a nonprofit organization that has programs that you need a place to hold them, well, that's our mission, are the facilities. We believe teamwork makes the dream work. And that together, everyone accomplishes more. I don't see why people don't understand that, hey, that's how it works. Ministry partners. Told you at the beginning, we brought on a brand new one. But we always need more. The only thing we ask of our ministry partners is to pray for and share our mission. If God moves their congregation to come and help at an event or come help at a project, praise be to God for it. But the biggest thing is pray for our mission. Reach out. Tell somebody about our mission. Our website, projectdiehard.org. Our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our LinkedIn page. Patricia, there's on LinkedIn. Terry's on Facebook. Jeremy's on Facebook. We got one Instagram follower. I don't see their name. But again, folks, here it is. We're out there. As I tell my people all the time, God has the person out there to help this mission prosper. That doesn't want fame, doesn't want fortune. They just haven't heard of us yet. So, what does that mean? Share this mission. Share this podcast. Share this little live thing we do. See, there ain't no fake fancy lights or cutting to this and cutting to that and big studios. No, you get me in my office. If you don't like how messy it is, take some things off my plate. Volunteer at projectdiehard.org. I'll be glad to delegate some things. Oh, so who's still with me? Put it in the comments. Who's still hanging with me here? What do I talk about next? Because we still got a whole half hour to fill. Anybody want to hop on with me here? I'll send you the link if you want to join us. Let me look over here. Over there. There we are. Anybody? Oh, there we go. We're on the Project diehard page. I see 7 comments. Okay. So this technology is working. We got 2 people watching us, it looks like. People are probably hopping in and hopping out. But getting at a loss. Kurt's on another call. He doesn't show up till about 10 after. I don't know what else I can talk about. Besides, brothers, sisters, don't give up. You got this. Look, if God can save a wretch like me, He can help you too. Have faith. Ask. Lord, if you follow us, you saw the thing. Take it to the altar. Everybody asks, how come I'm so confident I know this mission will succeed? Because I take it to the altar and I leave it in God's hands. This weekend, I got the chance to put one of our info packs in the Illinois American Legion State Commander's hands. That's all I got to do. Here's our information. By the way, thank the Metropolis Post, because of them, our fellowship programs are going on for the next 2 months. Give a thumbs up when you're ready. There he is.
Ready to rock.
So, gave the update. We were just sitting there chatting. We got Terry Daniels, Jeremy Daniels, Patricia Smith, and a few other people watching. So, what do you got as Project iHeart Ambassador?
Well, I guess all I can do, Mr. President, it's just interesting talking to the President Project iHeart on President's Day, which is about the presidents of our country. But way to go, Mr. President. But in any case, I guess all I can choose to do is to come in here with optimism. I like the meeting you and I had earlier where, it's kind of a go with what we got. And, this tone of, we got to go with what we got because like this podcast or any function we do at Project iHeart, we've just got to, because you never know when the veteran out there or just other people, it could even be civilians. Maybe we ignite a civilian, someone who's not a veteran like myself, to go out there and to get into this mission and to do their part, being a citizen of this country and, really finding that more proper place for the business of veterans ongoing. I had some meetings today that were just follow-up one-to-ones from a group called World Referral Network. And, it's a group that meets on Meetin, MEETN, and just met a guy, we're just on the same screen together. He shared his contact details and I met with him a couple hours ago. And, he's really fascinated by what we do at Project iHeart. He's fascinated by our friends at the Disability Channel that are going to be, covering the Invictus Games, a year from now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot in the wheelhouse here to work with. As an ambassador, I just find it rich in, conversational pieces and proposals. I was just on with our friend Emily from with what Sue and I do with the World of Ability Podcast Network. And then, with our friend Debbie Hayes that does a podcast tomorrow night. And so I asked her if she knew what I do at this time of a Monday night. And she told me no. And then I was kind of like, all right, well, let's set that straight. So all day long, every day, there's an opportunity to take a nugget from this mission and just plant that nugget like a seed, like a seed of greatness, and plan on getting back to it, because the fortune is in the follow-up, and we need some fortunes here at Project iHeart.
True. Well, I got to roll back to the Disability Channel because, folks, they're bringing their programs to our facilities. And they're outstanding programs. See, this is where that $22 a month goes.
Yeah, so in the meeting I had earlier, I told the gentleman, now the Disability Channel is also about, people with disabilities producing TV. So it's kind of a, a two-feathered process when you have injured, wounded veterans, in television production. And then, I'm routinely going around, like, where else do you find an organization that serves that there's this opportunity in the TV production? And then there's cross training. You can apply a lot of the skills to radio production and mass media, the podcasting like we're doing now, through the process with the Disability Channel is how we learned about Restream, and actually Marcus Hart, who is a veteran, from his work in Transform You, he's here to serve veterans kind of in the space that we're talking. He's a gentleman who survived suicide ideation. He's out of Milwaukee by me. And he and I have been in the radio scene, since 8 years ago together. And so that's where 4 years ago we locked arms and decided to go live streaming. And I was already working with the Disability Channel. And, so when we say the programs by the Disability Channel, it's their Digital Ventures program, which is very strong in Ontario. And so I was talking to this gentleman out of the Vancouver market. That's how he knows about the Invictus Games. And, so it is kind of a westward expansion of the channel to get really strong through this way west of Ontario and get into the other provinces of Canada, with the program. But he's interested in us on the U.S. side. He's been working this for a decade. And with Dave Stevens, the 7-time Emmy award-winning broadcaster, and with his Ability Media, productions. And they just had a tremendous thing with Media Row at the Super Bowl, and what a Super Bowl that was, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch. I'm a Seahawks fan. My wife's an Eagles fan. Neither one was in, so we didn't bother to.
Yeah, but it was quite a thing. But I think to our mission, I think people hear our narrative, they hear our conversation, our dialogue, and what we're doing. And I think people erroneously check out on it in terms of, the idea is confidence comes from competence. So the more people learn about this mission, you've probably seen me grow, Brian. We've known each other for over a couple of years. It's like 2 years. Started, as nice, a lot of talk, and you probably were kind of looking for action. And after a year of waiting, you're probably like, oh, this Kurt Roskopf guy, he actually does produce a thing or two once in a while.
Again, folks, Kurt can attest. I don't demand that my people do things. I ask. All I do demand is to keep me in the loop and to keep your team informed. Because only together are we going to win this war. There's no, in my eyes, there's no such thing as a bad idea. There's ideas that aren't going to work, but there's not a bad idea. But that's where this teamwork thing that we're building here happens. Because when the team comes together, that little itty bitty idea could turn into this huge one.
Yep. Yeah, I've said before, the way my mind works, I create like a 6-point, check system. I think on our other shows, or at least another show, I spoke to it that, obviously, faith is not going to leave the mission. We're a nonprofit. We're talking about programs. So many of the programs are educational programs. And then, we're all working together in terms of the role our government can play. We got the VA and everything, but, we're coordinating with that, what it is and isn't. And then as a nonprofit, we kind of are also there for an outreach in private-public partnerships. So the idea is, as a nonprofit, we're a public entity. And then we love our, sponsors and so forth, all the businesses, because they're coming from the private sector, now able to support this need. And your mantra that we use here, we all use the mantra now, we help those who help us. So, and that's that private public partnership thing. And then a little bit of understanding, like Sue and I speak of our journeys like an adaptive water skiing. And that's what really helped us, is seeing injured, wounded vets in our adaptive ski programs. And, we got into water skiing because it's fun. It's our pastime. It's our hobby, or at least, our sport and so forth. So that fun element, like we talk about the Invictus Games. So to me, that's the 6-point check-in. What can you do with Project Die Hard from Face Space? What can you do with Project Die Hard from, public element of nonprofits and other service orgs that we can collaborate on this? And then the educational realm, we want to have all sorts of education available throughout the year from Fob Rush, and as we grow to, get to graduate to other locations, and then get more government entities. We've had some politicians that have been very nice to us to this point, and we're always working that space. And then, like I say, the fun things, which can be considered therapeutic recreation, to get like the location of Fob Rush. The ideal is the therapeutic element of its location to not be urban, right?
Yeah, we're working on some things with another nonprofit that wants to do something like us, but they want to do it in the urban setting. So that's a win-win if we can develop that. They handle the urban side, we handle the rural side, and together veterans' lives are saved.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and that's real great in nonprofit work when nonprofits can stay in their lane and specialize and become the nonprofit to turn to, for exactly what the nonprofit delivers versus mission wandering where, like if we got to doing too much, that makes it harder for us to succeed at our mission. But with what it exactly has evolved to, we've got a neat thing going. We just are in the position of, I might say selling, what we got, but presenting it, introducing it. We just need more awareness of our mission. So can't say enough for, like, even while this live stream is going, think of all the people in your life as you're watching us that, hey, Billy, watch this, or hey, Lucy, take a look at what these dudes are talking about. Yeah, we got to get this, let's talk about this later. Watch and, let's talk in 20 minutes after they're done with the show. Let's talk and let's see what we can do with their vets in forward.
Again, before you came on, I told everybody, look, folks, you want to do a fundraiser. We're not against it. No drugs or not alcohol will be consumed by Project Die Hard personnel. That's all I can say. Beth at projectdiehard.org. She handles fundraisers. That's who you reach out to. She'll tell you the ins and outs and what we can't do.
Yeah, and like I said, coming in here, I came in with a mindset that I gotta join in the conversation with optimistically. And I guess that's what I ask for is people to hear about the work of Project Die Hard. Be optimistic. Come to us with an idea. If your mind is like saying, I wonder if this would help. I wonder if they could use this. I wonder if we're wondering something, bring it to us. Bring it to us, ambassadors.
I have to respond to this comment. Vets and cops and outdoors. Yes, you have a wonderful, wonderful program. Been following you guys for years. Did you know, though, on Forward Operating Base Rush, there is going to be a retreat center that will be able to house 24. We're trying to figure out how to make it into 36 veterans for a whole weekend that you could use at no cost to bring veterans together and take them outdoors. Southern Illinois, look, brother, we got lakes, we got big lakes. There's some hunting, mostly fishing. But again, reach out. That's how we work together. You guys do great work. I love it. Let's work together. Okay, go on. It's just a comment.
Yeah, that's good stuff because, like we always say, teamwork makes the dream work. And I think 90% of the time it's really in looking at how we can work together in the Project Die Hard mission. But to look at an entity like Vets and Cops Outdoors, and like I talked about the nonprofit space, the working more of that public sector and collaborating within that space to make things happen. Some of the dynamic and some of the need here that's going to be filled through Fob Rush and otherwise through the mission of Project DieHard is veterans through Project DieHard are going to learn what we know about what's available to vets. So there's a big referral process. So if somebody doesn't know about Vets and Cops Outdoors, I see Vets and Cops Outdoors on my screen right now. So it's like, hey, you want to go and enjoy the outdoors above and beyond what we can do for you at Fob Rush. Are you aware of Vets and Cops Outdoors?
Again, that's how it works. Okay. What else? I just had a train of thought. Folks, it's real simple. Organizations like that do great things for veterans. They take them hunting. They take them fishing. They take them out for camaraderie ship, build that brotherhood. What they missed. They're the ones that finds the veterans that need to come to a Project DieHard facility, whether it's for skill training, whether it's for counseling, whether it's for therapy, or that transitional housing for up to a year. See? That's how we work together. There's no one organization that can do it all alone.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's why there's an impressive number of veteran service organizations in our country, and you look at it. I forget what the number is, but it is an impressive.
But the problem there is, people, please do due diligence. Look, some are great. Some aren't. Some are boots on ground. Most aren't. Look at the IRS website. Look at their 990s. Look at their P&Ls. Dig. Dig. Find where your money is going to do the best. That's all I can say.
Yeah, for sure. So, so again, I'm very encouraged by the responses that we're getting in our live chats going here. Very much appreciated. And this is the percolation that we need. So yeah, all of you out there engaged with us right now. We're seeing some reports of viewings, as we're looking at our restream display here. We're going out on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're trying to, use all the directions to get this out there. But again, if you could do us the favor, and whether in the next 10 minutes or if the show ends and whatever, and then you can share it out, please do. Sharing this live stream is huge for us. And add your comments, add your review of what you thought about what Brian's been saying, and the dialogue he and I are having, or conversation, and kind of what's happening in the chat. That's what we need. We need to get a wildly large conversation going, because that's the point of this thing. No one on planet Earth, 8 billion of us. There's 8 billion of us, and not a one of us on the planet has the answer to how that stat just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. It's like 8 billion people can't harness, saving lives of veterans to get it on the downtick. We haven't figured it out yet. 8 billion of us. So we just have to accept that. That's the limitation of our mortality, our humanity, our culture, our politics, whatever it may be. These limiting factors, we don't have the answer. And that's how we're so serious about the mission of Project DieHard is we got to figure it out. It's got to be a daily thing. It's this daily fight, and, Brian, even on a personal note, I know like with the calls we get in, we're thinking of it. And I actually haven't responded to you. It's like, yeah, definitely add me in that with responding to outreaches from veterans, if I can help in any way. You got to start that a little phone tree dynamic because it's real. Calls and texts do come in.
They come in, as I told everybody earlier. Hey, that I told you, the team, that Tuesday call that I missed that led to the Wednesday information. Yeah, folks, my team, I blew it out there. My mind tells me I have to sleep. My body says you have to sleep. My heart says I can sleep when I'm dead. But you're right. Modern technology. I can go, okay, it's Kurt's night. Forward. And then I know Kurt will answer that phone and that veteran will be served. We can do that. Here you go, guys. Firewatch. Because we can forward it from Kurt. Kurt can forward it to the next guy. Kurt can forward it to the next guy. So if we can get 24 people to take an hour a day, I wonder if that's possible.
I would sure hope so. Like I say, anytime if we're wondering if it's possible, we got to go for it. We just have to imagine this solution together. The problems of today can't be solved by the, wisdom or thinking of yesterday. So when we have these new ideas, that's the prompting. We got to run with it. And I want to give a shout out to our friend Zach Clayton. He on the 22nd of February, Thursday of this week, he is running a 22-hour podcast. Now, you talk about a guy who has his heart in this. Think of this. He is organizing a 22-hour session in one day on February 22nd to show how serious he is, and then the collection of individuals and organizations and companies that are going to be in that experience through Community Pay It Forward, the PAC channel, Zach Clayton. Look it up, communitypayitforward.us, and stay tuned.
It looks like I got 6 to 6:30 Central Time on the 22nd.
There you go. So that's another way you can support the mission and take a look at the broader scope of it, what our friend and ally Zach is doing, and all these other people. It's a wonderful display. I mean, if we could get that out to 22 million people, what is happening on Thursday, that would just be wonderful. And you all could be a part of it, all of you out there.
Yeah. I know we've shared it on our social media, because I think we have. I'll have to get marketing and say, hey, this isn't out there. Yeah, sorry, folks. I'm only one guy. Things will slip through the cracks.
Yep. So that's where we're not bashful to say we need help. We need volunteers. We need people to check in. Folks can feel free to call me at 262-372-1754. 262-372-1754. I'm Kurt, K-U-R-T, at projectdiehard.org. So thank you for all of your support to Project Die Hard and this Mission Monday update. The activity keeps coming in. That phone keeps ringing. So there you go, Brian, answering live another phone call.
Again, I got to call that one back. So, Kurt, I think we hit it. Susan will be back next week. With that, folks, remember, pray, share, volunteer, and donate. It's the only way it goes. And with that, I'll say thank you. God bless. We'll see you next week and carry on.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.